Hello students, in this today's session of Cost and Works Accounting, I Dr. Pagare from K.J.Somaiya College of Arts, Commerce and Science welcome you all to this new session. Today we will be discussing on the elements of cost and cost sheet. In this, the most important part is the overheads. So let us see what is overheads. The aggregate of indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses is generally termed as overheads. What is overhead cost? Overhead costs are the operating costs of a business organization which cannot be identified with particular units of output. That is, it is exactly opposite of prime cost. Overhead cost consists of all expenses incurred in connection with the general organization of the entire business concern or a part of it. These are the main types of overheads: factory or production or works or manufacturing overheads, office or administration or management or establishment overheads, selling overheads and distribution overheads. Now let's see each type in detail. So the first is factory overheads. Factory overheads is also known as production overheads or works overheads or manufacturing overheads. These are the overheads which are concerned with the functions of production. It includes indirect material, indirect wages and indirect expenses in producing goods and services. Thus, factory overhead covers all types of indirect expenses incurred right from the receipt of an order to the final production of goods. Examples of factory overheads are depreciation to plant and machinery, consumables, technical director's salary, depreciation to factory building, tools, repair and maintenance to factory building, plant and machinery, gas, fuel and water, welfare services, wages of indirect workers, etc. And all those expenses which are directly related with the production activities. Now let's see the second type, that is office overheads. Office overheads are also known as administration overheads or management overheads or establishment overheads. These are the indirect expenditure incurred in general administrative function in formulating policies, planning, directing, motivating and controlling activities. Examples of office or administration overheads: some of them are office rent, salary to office staff, office taxes, postage, telegrams, telephone charges, printing and stationery, office lighting, repairs and depreciation to office building, legal expenses, audit fees, director's fees, bank charges, etc. That means all expenses which are related with office or administration are included over here. Let's see the third part, that is selling overheads. Selling overheads is the cost of promoting sale and retaining customers. It is the skill of any business to attract new customers by offering extra facilities and services or by giving them free samples so that they get attracted to the company. Similarly, the existing customers should be retained by providing the best services for which certain expenses are necessary. The examples of selling overheads are salary of sales manager, salary and commission to salesman, delivery van charges, advertising charges, packing charges, showroom expenses, bad debts, traveling expenses of sales staff, after sales service expenses, etc. It means all expenses related with the selling activity. Now let's see the distribution overheads. The expenses incurred in moving the final goods from the company's godown to the customer's premises are known as distribution overheads. It is the cost of the sequence of operations which begins with making the packed product available for dispatch and ends with the making the reconditioned returned empty package. Costs of distribution overheads are warehouse rent and insurance, maintenance of warehouse, salary of warehouse keeper, cost of transportation of goods, insurance of goods in transit, cost of maintenance of delivery vehicles, loading expenses, carriage outward, special packing expenses, etc. Now, what are non-cost items? The items of expenses that are not concerned with the production as well as any overhead in cost accounting, and those items which are purely financial in nature are known as non-cost items. I repeat once again, the items of expenses that are not concerned with the production as well as any overhead in cost accounting, and those items which are purely financial in nature are known as non-cost items. Let's see what are the difference. Financial accounting provides basic information for ascertaining financial performance and financial position of the business. Generally, the items of expenses recorded by financial accounting are purely of financial nature. On the contrary, cost accounting helps in cost ascertainment for decision making at project and operational stage. Generally, the items of expenses recorded by them are related to production, administration, selling and distribution. Hence, for appropriate recording of cost of items related with financial nature are to be excluded from cost accounting, and so they become the non-cost items. Examples of non-cost items with financial income are capital profits, dividend received, brokerage and commissions received, share transfer fees received, interest on investments, interest on bank deposits, rent received, bad debts recovery interest on bank loan, etc. Let's see the examples on related with financial charges. Capital losses, cash discount, trade discount, penalties and fines, transfer fees, paid interest on bank loan, interest on debentures, preliminary expenses, underwriting commission, discount on issue of shares and debentures, capital expenses, income tax, wealth tax, development expenses, etc. There are some charges related with abnormals. They are abnormal wastage, abnormal idle time, loss by fire, loss by theft, loss of stock, and abnormal insurance premium, etc. Charges based on appropriations are bad debts reserve, dividend paid, charitable donations, transfer to reserve, sinking fund, debenture redemption fund, machinery replacement fund, investment fluctuation fund, etc. So, in this session today, we have learned the definition of overheads, various types of overheads, and examples of overheads with non-cost items and its examples. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Next section, we shall meet very soon. Thank you.